There's always someone who will make it through. We know it'll be alone. So here to the rest of us, every little thing is gonna be alright. Never giving up the long stretch fight. 'Cause everything is gonna be alright. There's always someone there holding you tight.
Welcome to this week's Network Roundtable. This week, our +1 superhero is Candy, joining us from Tokyo, and her +1 sidekick has still not joined us, Dave McCray. We're hoping he'll be here soon. Co-host this week is Jessica Maynard, and the other co-host hasn't joined us yet either. So, here we go.
All around the farm, they had hand pumps installed to provide water to the sheep, clean, and any number of other tasks this city slicker did not understand. I still remember the first time I tried to get water from that hand pump. I took a few pumps on the handle and nothing happened. My grandfather came over and patiently showed me how it would take a bit more work to prime the pump. As a small boy, that was a lot of work. Once the pipe was full and the pump was primed, it became easy to keep the water flowing. I stopped pumping and went to get my dad to show him what I had learned. When we got back to the pump, the pipe was cleared and I had to prime it all over again. Team Troopers hopes that the things you learn today will prime your pump. It's up to you to keep the inspiration flowing.
All right, welcome to this week's Network Roundtable. I am black screened. I'm Dennis DUCE, and it's cold in my apartment today, so I'm wearing a coat. Anyway, welcome. This week we are talking about hopefulness, something that I have come to cherish greatly in the last 6 months, and I'm excited to have the conversation about hopefulness. And I am really hopeful that David McCray will join us and Kristin Drysdale. So there's my hopefulness for the day. We have Candy here and Jessica Maynard joining us. Now, normally we start out with an exercise where the sidekick and the superhero introduce each other. And hopefully we get David McCray in here fairly quickly. But then again, considering what happened on Monday, well, so for the trailer we had David, and now we have Candy, and that it's probably what's going to happen this week. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the show for what we've got. One thing that I want to do, because we missed the opportunity to do the Who Are You exercise on Monday, I am going to run us through the Who Are You exercise with Candy this morning. And so if Kristin Drysdale joins us, then she'll ask the questions at some point, but I'm going to start off asking the 4 questions. Candy, are you ready for the Who Are You exercise?
Ready for anything.
All right, here we go. Okay, so first question. You already know it, but Candy, who are you?
Well, basically, I am Candy.
Why?
Well, thank you for my mom and dad for giving me that name. Since I'm on the girl in the family, I have 3 brothers, and since she wanted a girl for a family, and then I got the real name from my mom and grandma, and she started to realize that it's not me to define who I am. So since when I was a baby, she called me Candy. From that point, I'm using Candy a lot, rather than my real name, actually.
And I'm going to stop for a second. What is your real name?
Oh, I'm never going to broadcast it. Never. Never to be broadcast. That's a cut. It's a no-no. No. Hashtag
Okay.
no. No.
No. Okay.
Hashtag no.
All right. So, forget that question. Stepping back to your answer about your family. Why?
I have a deep. I'm an Asian. Okay. And we have this deep family interaction to each other, that which is, for us, for me, especially for me and my brothers and my mom, we have a very stick closeness to each other that I cannot compare it to anybody. That's why I love it. Even though we're far away from each other, until up to now we stick together. And we have time to each other. Even though we're far away, we still have find time to be together as long as possible. Even though it's by Skype or everything, we have time to each other to be together. And that's it.
Why?
Wow. The 2 ones are okay. The 3rd one is going to be, well, since
I'm thinking I need to make a collage of all the people who have said exactly that in this exercise. I think it's upward of 30 people have said the first 2 were easy, but the 3rd one,
Yeah, the third one will be quite tricky. Well, why? Well, since I am far away from them and I'm, being the girl in the family, they always have this concern for me and they're always thinking about me, what I'm doing here in Japan, if I'm alive or what. Even though I don't call them up or whatsoever, they always think of me even though I don't call them up. And there's a strong vibes, even though I don't call them up. I have a strong vibes for them that they are fine, they're okay, even though I don't call them oftenly. We still stick together, and I find it so cool. And that's how I interact with them, especially with my family. Aside from that.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. That was 3 whys, so you're now off the hook for that set of questions. And now it's time for our co-host this week to ask you 3 questions. Jessica Maynard, you're up.
I'm going to be fried up. Okay, I'm ready.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I'm not. Ready. That's the Kristin, hashtag beware of candy.
Well, Candy, who are you?
I'm passion and love.
Why?
All the things I do it with passion. Especially in my photographies, doing my HOA, my live events, I do it in passion. Since I started here in G Plus, it's going for almost 4 years. I do it out of my passion, and this is the things I love to do most. No one can stop me for doing that, and for that I'm really appreciative. All of those people who supports me, I really do appreciate it a lot.
Why?
And why? Because I love them. I love doing the things that I do. I love supporting people. That's one. I love I love engaging to other people's. I love knowing the culture. I love what's around the world. And I love this deep inside of those level of cultures, traditions, not only for the country, but especially for the people itself. I'd love to know that. That's why I am passionate and having this love for them.
Why?
Why?
It's the third one.
I know. Hashtag, this is the third one. Why? Hashtag, why? Well, since I love them, everything I do and put it in passion, I do it with honesty too, and trust. And that's why. Without honesty and trust, you cannot do it with passion and love. I think that's the basic reasons that I'm still doing it right now, up to now. And that keeps me going. They're giving me the energy that nobody else can give me. Like you, Jessica, like Dennis, like the people out there in the audience, they gave me all those energies and support and power. That's why I trust and believe them. That is why I'm doing it for them.
I think that's awesome.
Relief. Hashtag
relief. You're not done yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm just starting.
We have somebody else ask the next set of questions, but I will go and we will go through this one last time. So
Okay.
now not only is it the third time, it's the third time with a third time.
Hashtag the third time. Oh gosh.
All right, here we go. Candy, who are you?
It's the person behind the name.
Why?
The person behind the name has a deep sense of. There's a deep sense of me which nobody knows except the people who knows me personally, and those people knows me personally is counted only by my fingers. I think 2 to 3 people can say that, especially David McCray. He's the only person who can say who I am, the real who I am. And that's why.
Why?
Getting deeper. Why? The person behind the name is such full of passion, one. Such of love, two. Such full of energy, such full of joy, such full of weakness. And they just don't know that I'm also human. And, you know, I am not a superwoman. I can crash in any moment. I want to be myself. I just allowing myself to be who I am, and that's it.
Why?
Just being me. I'm just being me, and that's why.
And here's the third one. Why?
Just being you is allowing yourself to be yourself. And I think that is the only thing I can say for now for myself. I'm allowing myself to be myself, and I'm proud to be who I am. And that's it.
Cool. Thank you so much. Appreciate you doing that.
Now, girlfriend, you pop out. Oh my gosh.
Yes, we now have Kristin Drysdale. Loving the hair today, Pippi. That is really fun.
Well, I said I had an hour. This is how I had my hair last night. I have my hair in braids. This is what happened. This is what happened with my hair. Okay, so I had my hair in braids. I didn't even take it out like from the day before, and I got pulled into something. And so like I was like, okay, but I haven't even brushed my hair. Well, I've just been working like all the way straight through, and then Griswold Grimm, he's now re-emerging as Griswold Grimm.
Oh, is he?
David
I
Wells
hadn't picked up on that.
Yeah, we just filmed like with Phil Boyer. We just filmed like some material that he's gonna like cut and splice up, and he pushing out some little tidbits from that. But he's resurrecting the internet personality, Griswold Grimm. But yeah, so I was putting my hair back, and I had my glasses because we were calling it the interview, but I had them like already like all tied up, and then like I just took it out like when we were all done with it, and yeah, that's my hair.
You know, I think my hair is actually long enough that I could do that same style.
That's awesome. I think you should do it.
I think so too. I agree. I agree that we want to look at that. I will take a picture of that, Dennis. I'll take a picture. Since you have the modeling, okay, side of you, I'll take a picture of you.
We could do it side by side and do a poll.
Okay. Something like that. All right. So we're still missing David. Candy, by chance, have you reached out to him to see if you could?
Yeah, I
rouse
did
him?
reach out. I did reach out for him, and I pinged him out. I think he's on tablet right now, so that's why.
Okay. All right.
I reached him out already.
Do you think he's doing like what happened on Monday, like to just kind of get back a little?
Because since I mean, yesterday, he has visitors in and out, so you cannot know when people will come into his place just in and out. Yesterday, it was totally by surprise. He caught himself flooding with people coming in and out of his home. And I think that is the problem right now for him. I think there are people around him right now which he cannot say, hey, leave the house and I'm going for this. That's not David. No,
Jessica,
he cannot
I
do
see
that.
you shaking your head like, yeah, I can relate as you're sitting in a retail store right now.
I am sitting in my store, but luckily I was able to get Kathy to come in early today, and she is here today, and she's waving. So if you see somebody behind me, that's Kathy, and she's helping out our customers because in Western New York, there she is. That's Kat. She's
Hi,
my
Kathy.
right hand. She is so awesome. I could not do all that I do without her. But in Western New York right now, it's, you know, it's about 11-ish. I don't have a clock in front of me. I'm wearing a watch, but it says the wrong time.
Did you just say ish, clock?
I did.
There's a hashtag somewhere in there. I know it.
Well, you know, it is a hashtag all by itself.
Yep, so the store is open and you will see people in and out, and it just happens that way sometimes. But luckily I was able to get Kathy to come in and be able to help people so that I could be here and talk about hopefulness, which I'm excited about.
Perfect. All right. So if David joins us, we will go ahead and do the Sidekick Super Admiration and Super Sidekick Admiration. We're going to have to pass on that until he comes in.
He's online. He's online.
He is online? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I can see he's online. That's why. I think he's going any moment. I think he'll pop out in any time.
Okay.
I think, or he's in tablet. I don't know which.
Well,
but I ping him already.
Remain hopeful.
Hopefully, that's hope for now. For hope. Hope is reaching out desires anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just move right into the show, and then we'll do Super Sidekick Admiration and Sidekick Super Admiration if we get David to join the show at whatever point he joins. So, turning the show now over to Jessica, and Kristin and I will both be backing you up this week. So, Jessica, past, present, future of the word hopefulness. Take it away.
I do actually have a little list, so I come prepared. So Candy, I just wanted to know, how would you define hopefulness?
Like you, Jessica, I'm prepared with my notes for hopefulness.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, we're doing our assignments. So I can define for you, it's hopefulness. It's the feeling you have when you have hope. I think it's quite strange. Hope is hope. Does that make any sense to you? Well, there is another definement of hope, which is denoting to stable states of affairs, in certain affairs. Either it's in your relationship or business affairs or what kind of affairs, there is still that affair of hope that you can get for that. And that I think that will be, for me, as I define hope, which is basically on my list. I refer to my list anyway.
Well, if we're talking about the past, is there a specific memory that you have that maybe is the first time that you remember feeling hopefulness?
Yes. Well, when I was a kid, I really hoped I was a lawyer. Yes. Actually, I really hoped for that. I really wanted to be a lawyer. But since I grew up with 3 brothers and I'm only one girl in the family, my mom never allowed me to be a lawyer. Since growing up in that man's world and having boys around you, you're already tough. You're already tough. And my mom doesn't want that. I'm already tough, but being a lawyer is much more tougher. And you have to have that strength, the strong guts, and you have to be firm. And I'm already like that. And she doesn't want that to happen to me. So I really hoped that I was a lawyer. But I didn't land that. I landed as a mom.
So your mom's hopes for you and your hopes for yourself really didn't line up, but it all worked out well in the end.
Yes, it worked out well in some certain point. Yeah, it worked a lot. For my father's hope, it worked out. My father wanted me to be a photographer, and that happened. I am a photographer right now on my own rights because of him.
That's fun. Very good.
More than just on your own rights. Your stuff is fantastic.
No, I do it with, I told you, I am passion and love. I do with passion, and that's it. I don't consider and brand myself as a photographer. I consider myself as an enthusiast and a passionist. That's what I can call about myself, actually, basically. I do it all with passion and love, and that's it. And just being me.
Cool.
I had another question about hopefulness. Do you think that it's something that you're born with? Like there are people that are just innately more hopeful than others?
Actually, we are born all with hope. It's up to you if you are going to do it in a wrong way or in a right way. Your own decision. It's not others' decision, but it's your own decision if you are going to do it in the wrong way or in the right way. It's your own decision, not others. No other people can decide your hope, your hopefulness, or for your hope. It's you can decide it for your own, and that's why. And you make, and you're the one who is going to make it happen, not other people. They will just back you up. You are the one who is responsible for that to happen. Your hopefulness, your desires, everything comes with it. You have to do it by your own self.
Instead of asking why, I'm going to say, how would you recommend other people get there?
Have self-confidence first and be yourself. You know, other people try to fake themselves. Try to be honest with yourself once in a while. Take a break. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself who you are. And take time to meditate. Try to ask yourself the questions like Dennis do. Who am I and why and why? And you can really know the answers for learning that. For that point, for certainties, I know for sure that you can go deeper in yourself and you will find out the real you. And you can discover a lot of things which is hidden. And you have to bring it out in your own natural way. And if you have already that with you naturally, you don't have any problems. But some people don't have that chance. They are stuck within themselves. That's why they have to fake it. They have to put a facade in front of their face. That's not how it happens. You have to allow yourself and to have self-confidence. That's the main thing I want to impress to people. Just be yourself, express yourself, and just do the things that what you do. You are happy, and that's it. That's basically what I am doing right now. And of course, a smile on your face. Don't forget that.
So
that counts a lot. Okay? That counts a lot.
So I want to jump back to your question on, are some people more hopeful than others, Jessica? I heard a story about a study that was done to try and determine how what are the spectrums of hopefulness. Now, they took a bunch of kids and they ran them through a series of questions, and from this they developed this spectrum, and then they wanted to see how far they could push this spectrum. So on the spectrum, they brought back in the kid that seemed to be the most optimistic and the kid that seemed to be the most pessimistic. And they put them each in individual rooms and sat there the other side of the glass with their lab coats watching these kids. The pessimist they put in a room filled with toys. And they were all boxed up, brand new toys, and he went through and opened them all and very quickly got bored with them and eventually just sat there in a corner not playing with anything, just upset because none of the toys were what he wanted. The other kid was put in a room with big, huge piles of manure. And when they came to check on him, they had kind of stepped away and were watching this kid that was just not playing with toys. They come back and he's digging through the manure, frantically digging through the manure. And they ask him, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, with this much manure, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere."
I'm laughing.
I don't think it's a real story, but it makes a good point, and I've heard it a few times, so I thought it was worth sharing. Yes, there is a difference, though. I don't know if it's innate or if it's learned, but there is a difference in how hopeful we are as individuals, and that itself goes up and down depending on what is happening in our lives.
So I think that Candy started saying, she thinks that we're all pretty much born with it. And you're saying, circumstances can change the level at which we actually see that and feel that and express that out into the world. And
yeah, I don't have any scientific evidence for what I'm saying, but I think it's a solid combination of both. I have a certain level of hopefulness, but that goes up and down based on circumstances. I get kicked in the head enough times and my hopefulness goes down. Or if things go really well for a while, my hopefulness goes up. And I think we can even affect that spectrum in and of ourselves. But we have a natural point, I believe. Again, no studies that I can use to back this up, except for the one about the kid, which isn't really a study. If you didn't pick up.
Well, I can definitely say that, even my mother will comment, because I can take pretty much any situation and be like, well, at least blah, 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 whatever the situation is. So I'm a pretty hopeful person to begin with. I just wonder, can people get to a point where they have to realize that they are living without any hope and have to choose to overcome that so that they can be more successful in general in life?
Is that directed at me? I believe, yes, absolutely, you can. In fact, I know from personal experience, you can get to the point where you feel utterly hopeless, and it is a decision at that point in time. I don't need any studies to back this up. I've lived it, and it becomes a decision, and you have to choose to see the good in life to get out of those kinds of moments.
Excellent. Candy, you too. What are your thoughts? Have you ever seen somebody? You seem like a very happy person and a very hopeful person.
Yes. I'm encouraging them to help. Themselves to be, allowing themselves to be their own, and I hope for them is to reach out. By reaching out, for certain desires, there's the expansive. There's the tendency to expand your characteristic of all of the living things which surrounds you, and that's I really hope for those people who who really understands, or sometimes feel hopeless and they feel down. I think that if they can have only those chance to be themselves and to be allowing themselves, I think that they will have that hopeful, they can get that feeling that they want. And I just want them to expand their characteristics and to be positive about what they're doing. So to be hopeful, you have to do one thing to be for that hopefulness you want to achieve. One thing is you have to be optimistic about yourself. I think everybody will agree with me with that. Being optimistic is equally being hopeful, and that thing basically in a certain way that characterizes you in what you're doing and what you are going to do in the near future. And I think that will help you a lot for that thing.
I want to throw in there too. How do you think even this platform of Google Plus can be something that would be helpful to get somebody, you know, over that hump?
Oh, you mentioned about Google Plus. Okay, I'm here in Google Plus. Okay, this is me. I'm here already in G Plus for 3 years, for 4 years already. I started from scratch. I really started from scratch, and nobody backed me up. That time, I'm really hoping that somebody will try to help me. But no, I did it in my own way and on my own rights. Even though in photographies, I do my pictures, I do my HOAs and everything like that, I did it on my own without the help of others. But one day, David McCray, came across with him. From that point, my hope and the ones I want to do in the future blended with him together, and up to now we're still doing that. And for other people who are jumping here in G Plus, you have to think about this. Try to focus on what you're trying to do here. Just have self-confidence and that fulfillment. For me, I still don't feel that fulfillment. I'm still trying to get myself to be active every now and then. I cannot see myself as a success person. I still am learning a lot of things from them. And from that point, that's why I told you, like Dennis had answered, who I am, it's all by passion. If you have passion and certainties in some levels, you can reach on what you are doing. And that hopefulness you're getting through, it will come along with you. Everything will come along. And just try to be yourself. And that's it.
That's great stuff.
Sometimes you need to be positive, okay? Sometimes. A lot of people, they have negative feelings. No, don't. And for me, I encourage you to be positive enough and try to be sometimes to reflect yourself, meditate. That's the only thing I can give you a good advice. And to know the real who you are 3 minutes in front of the mirror. Ask yourself who I am. Take a break. And you can see a deeper side of you. And you can discover the real you inside of you. And for those many people who are not doing that, I think this is a time to do that. It's never too late. It's never too late.
You know, there's one other thing that I think is vitally important, and I've just been learning its value in the last 6 months or so. But that is taking the time to celebrate your successes, the things that you have done well. And I'm not talking about celebrating big, huge things. I'm talking about taking the time to celebrate the smallest little thing that, you have done, and doing it every day. I've started keeping a journal where I try and write 5 things that I did well each day, and that is not that easy to do, actually. But as far as giving me hopefulness, this has been a massively valuable tool, because if, like Candy was saying, look yourself in the mirror and love yourself, right? If you are at peace with you and you know you are doing well, then it's easier to remain hopeful, because it doesn't matter if everything else is crashing down around you, you're still good with somebody, and you're actually in control of how that somebody feels about you. You're muted, Candy. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, my computer keeps muting you guys.
I don't know. I self-muted myself.
Oh,
I
Actually,
muted myself too.
I
okay.
muted myself. It's automatic that when somebody sits, when somebody speaks, it's already muted. Well, that's it. Well said, Dennis. I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with it. Totally agree. I hope a lot of people who will understand this, or who's watching this can do understand a lot of things from our conversation, and will start doing it tomorrow, or give their time a break for themselves. I hope that will happen.
Well, and I think that what we're talking about is that hopefulness, it definitely comes from inside. It's definitely something that you can look in the mirror and help yourself improve, but also, if you don't have people around you physically who are going to help and support with that, we actually have a platform through Google Plus where, you can check in on somebody who has become your G Plus friend, and be supportive of each other and help each other in ways that can really grow their hopefulness.
Well, actually, it's not even not in the cyber world. There are still in the real world. There are friends. Actually, there is somebody out there who can help you. We can help you in a lot of ways. If you're in the cyber world and stick to that, come on, give yourself a break. There is real people outside there who needs you and you need them. Be physically engage with them, and you will know that your hopefulness and your desires will be fulfilled, and you'll start having self-confidence in that. Basically, that's what I'm doing. I started with dealing my cyber world friends to the real friends I had, and I've caught myself being self-confident enough to do what I'm doing up to now, and I'm still keep doing it because of them, and I'm really appreciated for them. I cannot do it. That's why every now and then I keep saying that, just like what Dennis said, the small thing counts a lot. It's not the big ones. The big ones are, can easily be, that's just, the extravagance. But the little things that you are doing, it's really very hard. It's you barely can see it. So make make importance of the little ones rather than the big ones. The little ones are the important things that it matters, not the big ones.
I think they do say that, you find out the little things are really the big things in the end. So I definitely hear what you're saying. For anybody who doesn't know, Candy, what do you do, and how does hopefulness and you being hopeful tie into what you do for your business?
Well, for me, as you can see, I'm running 2 communities right now in G+. One is virtual photo walkers in Tokyo, which I built up 2 years ago, and I find it not yet successful, but it's there. I'm still doing and trying my best. And now we built up a platform. We call it Live Photo Walkers Worldwide, which is focused only in main live events throughout the world. You can share anything what you want. That's the first thing I hope to. Now I'm pushing. I hope this will be improved in very soon. Since I'm pushing it real hard, the passion is there for me. I love the things I do. And I hope for the near future that this will, people will interact with us, not only for us, not only in the cyber world, but in the real world. You know what I mean? Those real people, the one I going to engage with. I want them to be helpful enough or hopeful enough that they can understand what I'm doing. And I really hope for that in the near future. And I also want that hopefulness for everybody in the whole wide world is just peace right now at the moment. Because, look at you around us in the world. Things are going, news are all over the world news. It's worse. I hope for hope. I hope for hope and world peace. And that's my basic goal for right now. So that's why I'm reaching out through this. I'm reaching out through my platform for hope and peace right now.
Very good. How do you think hope tied into you starting what you're doing?
I really don't know. I think it came out naturally. I think it came out naturally. I can't really say that. Really nice question, huh? You're calling me that. It came out so natural for me that I caught up myself doing this without even noticing that, hey, I'm being connected and I'm doing this for everybody. It came out naturally just like that. And here I am still doing it. And still nobody can stop me from what I'm doing.
So probably your goal when you started wasn't necessarily to spread hope and peace, but now it's just kind of what happened.
Yes, what happened is what happened happens, and that's it. What happened happens, and that's it. That's for me. Everything for me is what happened happens. And that's the only thing I can answer for now. What happened happens right now, and that's it. And what you see, it's what you get, and that's it.
If you were talking to someone who is trying to build a business and trying to move forward in their own business, what would you advise them or tell them with regards to hope and what they can do?
Oh. I have a lot of friends who ask me about that. Actually, for the past 6 months, they are trying their best, hopefully, to catch me and to be with them, actually, to help them. But there are points that I cannot answer to everybody's needs. You have to, to think about that by yourself. I think that it's not a good advice for me because I'm not a business marketer or business strategist or something like that. But what I can say for them is be concerned of what you're doing. That's the main thing. Be sure you're on the right track in everything you do. You have to specify your goal. That's it. Your goal in your business, in whatever you do, rather it's in business, in photography, or whatsoever, in cooking, you have to have a set of concept, ideas, and goal. And from that point, your hope will come there naturally, and that will stick together in one. And that's what happened to me when I started here in G+. I never thought of anything like that. It came out naturally, and it comes. By that point, I run down the road, and still here I am.
Okay, now I have another question. In business, we can hope and hope and hope that things are going to happen in a certain way, or we have hopes to be successful. What are some other core values that you think go really well with hopefulness to help you get toward that success?
Well, in business matters, as I look at perspective about my mom when she has running a business, one thing I discover about it is you have to make a lot of efforts and patience in what you do, basically. And all the time, the passion, what else? The time, everything, the energy, You have to put it all in one. And you have to have a preset mind for this. So you have to be ready and make sure that your business is going to be good and have a positive thinking. There's always be an up. It's like a wave. You're having ups and downs. That's business. Everybody knows about that. But make sure that you can overcome that and be prepared for certain things, for the highs and lows. If you have the high one, if you're in the low ones, there always be the high ones. If you're already there in the high ones, maintain it. Just maintain it. By maintaining it, you have to be prepared for those things. There's are certain steps. We didn't start it at the top. We started below. Everybody starts below. So for business side, I can say only is step by step. You have to follow certain step by step and be patient in what you be patient about what you're doing, and have a certain goal. So your hopefulness and your goal, you can reach out for that. And for that point, stick to it and maintain the level of it. So you will not fall down. If you fall down, make sure you have the answers for those things. Because why? Some people always falls down and never try to come back again. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. And realizing that, hey, we cannot do this. All you can do is to close down. No, that's not what you don't want to happen. Especially in business. You want it to go run and run and run again. So you have to prepare yourself in all of these things that you are going to do. And hopefully there is certainties that you can maintain that level if you do that with patience and with love and passion. And that's my point for being hopeful for that.
I've got a comment that came in. It's on a separate stream. It's on one of the reshares of this event, not in the main thing. Leslie Wilson says, I believe hopefulness ties into being optimistic. And this whole thing ties right in with what you were just saying. Staying in a positive mindset is so key to having success in business.
Yes.
Looking at obstacles as something that helps us learn, grow, and improve is the way to stay on that positive side. We never fail unless we quit.
Yes, I exactly agree. I did mention that hopefulness is being optimistic about these things. Thank you for that, Susan.
That was Leslie Wagstaff Wilson.
Oh, Leslie. Okay, I'm sorry, Leslie. Thank you. Yeah, I mentioned about that. That hope is optimism. See. They're hearing us. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't really have all that many more questions. I think that it has unfolded beautifully to get me thinking about the fact that, you know, the hopefulness, it really holds hands with a lot of the other core values to get you to that successful point. So
I agree with that. Hopefulness is an extremely powerful tool, but hopefulness is, as a core value, hopefulness is a fuel, not the vehicle, right? It makes everything else move, but if you don't use some of the core values that are pertaining to doing things, you're just going to sit there and, you know, be a Pollyanna, even though Pollyanna wasn't a Pollyanna like we use the term now. She was a doer, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. You know, we use that term to mean somebody who's optimistic and not getting anything done. You know, and that's, I love what you've brought up here, Jessica, that we've got, that this core value works so well with other core values. You know, there are a lot of core values that can stand on their own as core values, but this one it's a fuel, it's a turbocharger. It adds boost to what the other core values can do. And when aligned together with a core value like hard work, for example, you end up with a really powerful way of, making things move forward, achieving your goals, if you will. Oh,
I'm taking notes.
Just got this. Dennis DUCE, thanks for talking about hope being the fuel for taking action. Yeah. You're welcome, Elaine.
Well, actually, there is one Italian proverb that I love about hope, and I want to mention that. Hope is the last thing we ever lost. I think I agree with that. Don't you think so?
Hope is the last thing we ever lost.
Yes. As long as we are alive, there is hope. Don't you think so?
Wow. That's a really cool saying. Can I just did you say that's an Italian proverb?
It's an Italian proverb. Yes,
it is
fantastic. That one. It was a punch for me. That's the last thing we ever have. I mean, since we're alive, we have hope in ourselves. Why not keep it? Why not give it? Why not take it and, do something about it? When we die, we cannot do anything. We lost it. Right?
Yeah. It's interesting. I often do this. I take something like, okay, this is an Italian proverb, and then I start trying to tie it back to the things that I know about the culture. I spent a month in Italy in the late 90s. I'm a huge fan of cars, as many of you know, and I'm also a huge fan of fashion. But when you take this Italian proverb and you look at the things that Italy does as a country, think of their cars. Nobody else makes cars like the Italians make cars. They're flashy. They're way outside of the box. They're completely and utterly impractical. But and for most countries, there's 3 companies in Italy that produce cars only that fit that category, and there's no other major company in the world anywhere that does this. But they do what they love, and they're passionate and hopeful that it will have a place to be. Their fashions are always pushing things further than the high fashion from other countries. Every other country is more sedated. And I think that I can see how this fits into the way they tend to live their lives.
For me, you know what? To be without goals is like being without being without hope is like being without any goals at all. So why work without it? It doesn't make any sense for me. So for me, hope is equal to goals, which is does really make sense for me, and that's why
you can't have goals if you don't have hope.
That's it. But some people, just stay negative on these things. But for me, no. I stick to my positive thinking. If there is hope, you have your goals, and there's a way. If there's a way, there is always the way for this, and you have to be trust and self-confident in what you're doing, and that's it.
Yeah. The word innovation keeps coming into my mind because if you're in business and something's not going right and there's what some people would call a failure, you really just have a huge opportunity to innovate in a new way of doing what you're trying to attain. Just, you've got to have that bit of hope so that you're like, no, this really can be done. I just got to do it a different way. So,
yeah. Yeah, again, hope is necessary to make that happen. There wouldn't be innovation without hope, because otherwise you just give up, you know. All right. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so the last two things we're going to do is closing thoughts, and right after closing thoughts, we will do shameless self-promotion. So here's how it's going to work. Closing thoughts are going to go in this order: Candy first, then Jessica, then Kristin the mouse today. Holy cow, she's been quiet. And then me, and then we will do shameless self-promotion. And everybody gets a chance to promote something that they want to promote. We'll do it in the same order: Candy, Jessica, Kristin, and I will then close down the show. So, closing thoughts. Candy, what's your closing thought for today? Your takeaway.
My closing thought today is: do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. But remember that what you have now have once among the things you have only hoped for. And that's what you're going to live for. I hope it will help a lot of people by this.
Cool. Jessica.
My closing thought is, if you find yourself in a situation where you know that you're hopeful in general, I hope that you go out into the world and help someone else get to where you are. You know, spread that hopefulness, help pick someone up if they are not where they need to be as far as hopefulness goes, because I think that it's something that we can definitely give out into the world as a gift and help other people with when they don't have it.
I love that, and I think I'll just add to it, just say, let your light so shine.
That was a good closing thought, Kristin. Don't know that I can compete with that.
Well, we're not competing.
Okay, good thing. So,
Hashtag no competing.
hashtag no competing, just be hopeful. There you go. No competing, just be hopeful. That's my closing thought, for what it's worth. All right, so. All right, Candy, are you ready? It is now time for your shameless self-promotion.
Shameless! I don't have any shameless.
What's with this leaning forward? I've never done that before and looking out one eye, but
I like it, though.
I like it, too.
You don't like it, Kristin, or you do?
No, I do like it. I think you should keep it.
I should keep it? It's new. Shameless self-promotion.
We have to do this.
Okay.
Every panelist should do this with Dennis. Okay. Find it cute, Dennis.
You know, maybe I should ask the "Who are you?" that way.
Yeah. Yes.
And then,
yes.
And then I can do this. Why?
Yes. The other thing is the why, and the other is the who. I think that's cute. You better start practicing that by next week.
Yeah, I might forget. It's pretty complicated.
Hashtag complications with Dennis. Oh, jeez. Shameless promotion. I don't have any shameless promotion right now, since Sakura season, or the cherry blossoms right now, is up in Japan, and we're 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks away from the cherry blossoms festival here in Japan. Everybody check our the event page for the LPWW, or Live Photo Workers Worldwide, because why? We have a lots of events coming up, and we want the world to see this. So that is my shameless promotion right now at the moment. It's not shameless either.
Okay. And put links to all of that stuff right in the event.
I will.
Perfect. Jessica.
Well, for people who don't know me, I run and manage a boutique in Western New York. We focus on eco-friendly clothing. I've partnered up with a company called shopteeks.com, and it's almost like I have my little Etsy page on shopteeks.com that is mine. So you can go to my website page through them and find all of my clothing. And the cool part is that now I've always shipped in the US and Canada, but now we've added the UK, France, and Australia. So I do have the capabilities to ship to those places now, and I have created a discount code. It's HOPE313, HOPE 313, and that will get anybody who goes onto our website, which I'll put links in and everything. If you go on our page, you'll get 20% off, and it's I made the discount code good for about a week, so that if anybody watches this in replay, then hopefully you can get in there and take advantage of that too.
Very cool.
That's really cool. I love how your discount code pertains directly to the show.
I know.
The name of the show plus the date of the show, if you didn't pick up on that. That ace. Way to go.
Well, I'm marketing. All right, so my shameless self-promotion. We have Co-Breakers tomorrow. We're going to do a show on viral partners, and I'm bringing in Craig Calvert, and he is going to be helping me explore attachment theories. And we're going to be talking about like why some people seem to go from like partner to partner, and what helps someone, you know, stick with that one.
Ooh, that sounds like good stuff. If you don't know Craig Calvert, you owe it to yourself. Craig is a good friend of mine here on the Plus, and this is a huge honor. Craig has recently taken a new position, and he can only do HOAs on Saturdays. So this is a big deal, because what has it been? Probably 5-6 months since he's been on an HOA?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. I mean, well, we had our last weekend one. We were talking about like just the pandemic code itself and the different memetics of it. So we had like our kind of like our introductory one, but
cool.
I kind of feel like with him coming on, it's like the start of a new season.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long.
That's awesome. So is this going to be a regular thing every Saturday from here on out?
Well, we're most likely going to be keeping that Wednesday slot, but it's Craig, so we're doing it Saturday.
Cool.
I just put a post in our our private community, and just had the idea, and he totally jumped on it. He's like, I can totally talk about this with you. I was like, cool. Let's do it.
That's awesome. Yeah. You owe it to yourself. Check this one out. Kristin put the link for that in the event, and Jessica also, I didn't touch on that with you, put the link in the event. And so I'm going to shamelessly self-promote the final chapter of the book. We're going to be writing a review chapter this coming Wednesday at 11:32 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that's on my personal channel. That you'll find that that event, and yeah, we're going to be going through and just reviewing what we've talked about so far. It's been some really good content, and hopefully you guys can join us and help us write the book, because every comment that gets read during the show is going to end up in the chapter in the book. So come help us author a book. All right. So that's this week's Network Roundtable. Next week we have Mark Traffhagen and Vincent Messina.
Has that been confirmed?
Oh, no. I thought he had. Had he not?
I think we're still waiting on Vin.
Okay. Well, we've invited Vin. Oops. Anyway. So
you are hopeful. You are hopeful.
I am hopeful.
Word of the day.
And Kristin, what is the subject next week? I've forgotten that.
Open-mindedness.
Open-mindedness. Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah. So Monday, Who Are You with Mark Traffhagen. If you have ever wanted to get inside his head in a very different way than the marketing genius that you always see this is going to be really fun. Mark Traphagen on Who Are You is going to be mind-blowingly eye-opening. Mark is a brilliant man, and we're going to see sides of him, I'm sure, that we don't normally see. So.
And then, if you're listening to this, you're not allowed to say no. I'm just telling you. You need to be there. Because when I picked Mark, I was like, I had you in mind to be the sidekick. I was like, it's going to be Mark and Ben.
So, yeah, we're going to actually put in a timestamp to that point and send that to you. So, you're on notice, Vince. Anyway. Oh, the Candy liked that one.
I really love that. I will put that as a hashtag. I will hashtag that.
Good, good. All right, so thank you so much for joining us this week, and we look forward to seeing you all next week.
Thanks for watching Network Roundtable this week. I hope you were inspired to pump a little harder. Take the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join us here on Google Plus as we continue to talk about core values. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week.